This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
What's up? It's your boy, The Ted Smith. Thanks for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast. Want more? Check out the greatest podcast in all the land, The Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and listen to a brand new episode every Tuesday night.
KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Ron Castle join us coming up from his basement dungeon studio bar. Once again, we'll spin and into the weirdness we go. 10 unbelievably strange or ill-advised cover songs. That is coming up after emails on our question. What is the reason that you had to change jobs? 206-421-ROCK.
You still looking at her, man?
No, I was earlier.
Okay, sure.
Going to the show.
Sure.
Hey, you showed me that about 45 minutes ago.
I just left it up there. I look at
show, Mike.
You just say you're looking at it. It's all right.
I look at food. I look at all kinds of stuff. I look at this girl right here.
You see, Miles got what was it, like an email inviting
you want to go interview this girl and see her play a show? And I'm like, I don't like country music. The hell with that. I'm not doing that crap. I'm not wasting my holy crap. I'm signing up.
She is. What's her name?
Sarah Darling.
Sarah Darling. Look her up. Miles is now a country fan.
A or H?
H.
Oh. Hot and nice.
Wheelhouse, right there.
Hello, Pork. Welcome to the men's room.
Pork.
Booze, buds, and bitches.
Hola.
So, this one summer, I was painting houses with a couple buddies of mine. It wasn't so bad. You know, we're the best, worst paint crew ever. We'd take off in the middle of the day, go get weed, and come back and paint, but we'd always get done in under our hours scheduled. So, we were painting this house out in Enumclaw in Mike's stomping grounds, and it wouldn't be so bad if we were spraying it, but we were doing rollers and hand painting. And this house had rough cedar siding, extra trim boards by every 8 feet, so it created like a ton more extra cut work and corner work.
Sure.
Yeah, so we got pissed off, and we painted a stripe around the house with a new color, and called our boss and said, "Hey, we're going to come get our paychecks." He's like, "Okay, but we're not going back to work afterwards." Then when we got to his house, we're like, "Yeah, this job's cutting into our skateboarding time." And then we asked if we could drop in on his roof because he had an A-frame house. He wouldn't let us do that, but I went out and bought a skateboard that said on the bottom, "Work sucks," and the rest of the summer skateboarded 9 to 5 like it was our job.
Okay. And how old were you?
Probably 19, 20.
Yeah, it's about the age, man. That makes sense.
You can't be shocked he didn't let you skateboard down his roof.
Why not? We could have done it.
Then you just quit his company?
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but he said,
okay.
I understand. I get it. It's cool. It's all good.
You get it now.
Yeah.
At 19, you're like, what an a-hole. Damn, man.
The guys who painted my house, man, it was, I would get home by 6:15, 6:20, 6:30, whenever we got out of here. And they left at 5 or a little before 5 every day. When I walk into my house, it was a cloud of marijuana smoke. Still like windows were open at place. I was just walking and go, golly. But I'd walk into a room like, oh, this place is completely painted.
Hey, man, if you got to paint for a living, get stoned. They would lock us into Chi-Chi's. They wouldn't lock us in, but to make some extra cash, you could repaint the inside of the restaurant, right? So I'd take the deal, whatever, man. Just lock in overnight. Eat what you want, all this kind of thing. So one night I'm doing with this guy named Bob. Bob, well, he was directly my weed dealer, but he was always high. He was like Spicoli, right? So he's painting kind of in the employee area. I'm out in the dining rooms. And I remember he walks out and blue paint all over him. And he's like, dude, check out what I did in the kitchen. And he had painted this big ass lightning bolt in blue and orange all the way around the kitchen. I'm like, yeah, Bob, man, I know you're high. And like, I kind of like it, but I'm telling you, they're probably not going to go for this. So the next morning they come in, they let us out and they're checking out the work. And you just hear our manager, Dwayne, in the kitchen. What the? But they left it up there.
I've never painted not high.
No,
I think
it sucks.
That's the perfect thing to do when you're stoned. You know what I mean? As far as having, it's monotonous.
And you get real detail. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, you get focused, man. You try to edge it a little bit better. I don't know. I don't think there's any home improvement type thing that you can do better while being stoned. Now, cutting grass, that's another thing. But there's a danger element there with a running blade and a motor and everything else. But painting is just like, all right. No, worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to get paint on yourself or have to wipe up paint on the floor. You know?
And I do that sober.
Exactly. What is the reason that you had to change jobs? 206-421-ROCK.
What's funny, he said we were the worst painting crew. We'd leave and get stoned. I was like, I don't think you're alone on that one, Sam.
Right. That's kind of what they do. I just assume they're stoned when I'm talking to them, right?
Yeah.
Hello, Sequoia. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Good to hear your voice. Well, I got a story about changing jobs. About a month ago, I was working at Starbucks, and I'd worked there for many, many years, and closing up the store one night, and a gentleman came to the window and was trying to break in. He was doing some drugs of sorts and banging on the window, trying to open up our doors. And so I kind of clapped back at him and yelled at him a little bit and gave him the finger. And well, then he went and smashed out the windows in our parking lot in our cars.
Oh.
Yeah. A week later, he came back with a gun, and I knew it was time to leave.
So you were done with the job just based on the location and this one gentleman?
Yes and no. I would have stayed. I actually got fired for my actions.
Oh, because you gave him the finger?
Yep.
Wait a
yes,
minute.
sir.
He's trying to break into the place. He's banging on the windows. The worst thing you did was flip him off. And obviously he lost his mind after that. But so this is on you. Okay. All right.
Well, the good news is the skills of being a barista, especially in this area, I would hope that you'd be able to find, if you wanted to continue in that job field, you'd be able to find another gig.
Oh, man, I got a new job, and I love my job. I work at Cascade Friction in Tacoma, and first job I've ever felt respected.
Nice. Okay. All right, let me ask you this, though. How many years did you work at Starbucks?
4 years.
What
at
is
the
the
same location?
What is the single most annoying drink to make?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, sorry. Honestly, a lot of people really like to do their white mocha with the damn sweet cream vanilla foam on it. It's a TikTok drink, and it's ridiculous, and y'all need to stop.
Okay. All right.
And y'all need to stop.
I have heard that order before. I have heard the cream whatever order before.
Yep.
The vanilla
that
cream.
vanilla sweet cream foam. Anything with that on there, I don't like you.
Okay. It's good to know. I know I get stuck behind those people that have... I guess it's a special order. I don't know. But, I mean, it feels like it takes 20 minutes for them to order it. Because it's half this, half that. I need this with skim, but I need the foam. And you're like, Jesus H. Christ, man. You need to learn how to make your own coffee.
Maybe it's the coffee shops that I go in, but it seems like if there is a situation where people are polite to employees for the most part.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean, respectable and everything else. Like if it says, please put down your phone when you order or whatever. Like, I ain't putting down my phone for nobody. You know?
Right.
You don't seem to have that crowd in there. Might take a little bit longer, but in general, if someone is back there making you a drink, it seems like people are just a little bit more tolerant and they're not as abrasive as they would be at a fast food place or
Generally
I think it also depends the time, right? You're going in the morning where people are going to work.
Right.
They're in and out.
Yeah.
Right? Somebody just going to get some drink they want in the afternoon. They don't care. They're not in a rush. They're going to put in that order.
People are never in a rush. I've never been to a place where people are more chit-chatty at the cash register. And that's not just the customers. That includes the cashier. Any grocery store, Starbucks, you name it. You place your order, the order's in, or you've already been rung up and you've already paid. And at this point, now the conversation begins. You know, and you're standing in line like, can you at least get out of line? If you're getting out the but no, you must stand. And it's like, oh my God, man. And if you say anything, you know, you get the stare down.
There's a cashier.
Well, listen, at my grocery store, there's no chit-chat. Mainly because I think people are in fear of their lives.
Right. Oh, yeah. That's why I get into a certain place down there as fast as I can. And then on the way back, when I stop at that certain drugstore, there's a woman in there who will, depending on what someone else bought, she will get into an in-depth conversation about all the things that she's pulling out of the basket, right?
Ooh, does that work on your hair?
But there's like 6 people in one, and then you can see the receipt has been handed over, but the conversation continues and continues, and there's no like, you know, like we need an extra cashier.
No,
that's just whatever, I'm just going to talk as long as I want. Then you just stand there and you wait. And you go,
now, is that the slow, dopey, nice one or the mean, horrible one?
That's the latter.
Okay, so the mean, horrible lady, I don't know, and I will not say the drugstore, right? But we go in there frequently to buy, like, the same crap anyone buys at a drugstore. But This one, I don't.
Fireball?
Yes.
Yeah, and Jack Daniels on occasion.
And
yes.
cigarettes. All
yes,
the things that
Ted,
you need.
fine.
All the things that you need.
Nicotine and booze is why we go.
Just what anybody would get at the drugstore. Like, Fireball and Rainier?
Minis and packs of cigarettes. But there's one cashier there, and I cannot explain it. I do not know why. I've never really had a conversation with her. If she sees me in line, she will not wait on me.
Really?
She just won't do it. And we'll, make eye contact. I'm third person in line, whatever. If she sees I'm there and it works out that I'm going to get funneled to her register, she'll hit that little button that says we need a cashier. She steps away from the cash register. And keep in mind, she doesn't leave. She steps away from the cash register. She's only standing 3 feet away. Another cashier goes in there, will ring me up for Fireball and cigarettes. And as soon as that transaction's done, this woman goes back to the cash register and we'll wait on the next person. I do not know what it is. I've asked, and I hate this woman. I hate her because she's decided to target me. When she first started there, Miles and I would go in, and it was weird. She's like, "Are you guys cops?" Which, by the way, is a very loaded question, right? You're working there, but she goes, "Are you guys cops?" And no, man, we're just here. And again, we're buying booze and cigarettes. It's like, this is not very cop-like
That's all
stuff.
the vice cops do.
Right. And I don't know if she didn't believe us, if she thinks I'm still a cop, what it is she's done that she thinks that the heat's looking for. I don't know. She will wait on Miles. She would not wait on me.
Is she younger?
It's almost like she doesn't want to hand over a fingerprint.
I don't know. She's maybe 35. I can't tell, but...
Because there's one lady down there that is very, straight and to the point. She's not super friendly. I like to chat, but I don't mind.
She's a little redhead one. I like her because she's just like, what do you need? Here it is. Let's.
But then there's definitely another lady that gets real chatty sometimes.
Glasses.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Oh, that, and she talks about this fan.
Now, see, I think Miles has seen it in person, but I like to chat with people while I'm waiting in line. But even at the grocery store, I'll start bagging my own stuff.
Sure.
So I'm chatty, but within the realm of.
But you're still moving.
Right, I'm moving. I'm in and out.
But you also walk by just some regular customer and ask them what the hell that is in their shopping cart.
Exactly. Well, I get excited about food. I'm like, what do you got there? What are you doing with that?
Is that a pie?
Now, look, people are defending it. One person says, hey, some people's religion prevents them from selling alcohol. I understand that. That's not her. She'll sell booze to anybody.
Oh, yeah.
She will not sell it to me. Someone else, does she do it to other black people? I don't know, but she's black. So I'm guessing that's not at the root of it.
Only like white people.
Yeah, Miles is convinced I look like an ex-boyfriend that she hates or something.
That could be true.
Right.
But I'm not him. I'm not him.
I'm just trying to figure out what it is. What could it possibly be? What is the reason that you had to change jobs? 206-421-ROCK.
And then somebody here says thrill. Nothing about you says cop. That's almost insulting, but I feel you. I can't argue that.
Right, but when he's with Miles, it could be.
We're not in Baltimore.
Why if you look at me ordinarily, there's no chance I'm a police officer unless I'm deep undercover.
Yes, we were undercover.
Right,
correct. God damn, man. Now I'm going to sound horrible.
Well, no, I want to know.
Right, so I wouldn't
At the airport, I'm a terrorist. At this particular drugstore, I'm an undercover cop.
But when you're with Miles, they could be like, oh, they've been deep cover for a while.
Right.
And I don't know
Ryan Reynolds and he's, whoever.
Yeah. Because,
So if I'm with Miles, I might be undercover. If I'm solo, I'm just some dirtbag. It's okay to say yeah, Ted. You're trying to find this.
I'm not saying you're dirt. I'm just saying... I'm trying not to get in trouble with here. I'm just saying, generally, given Miles sometimes,
Cop buddy films he's.
Well, sometimes Tucker. Miles, frankly, you look like a guy that might be going to go out golf at any time.
Sure.
So I know you two, but I don't know that I would look at you two together and be like, oh, close buds. So it's and she's not wrong. You do work together,
right? We do.
So she's like, they got to be cops.
All right.
Plus, that's on it's in an area of town where you wouldn't be shocked. There's vice cops walking around looking for stuff.
I know.
Exactly.
But again, why is she worried about it? That's my thing. Why are you asking, dude? What are you up to?
What is the reason that you had to change jobs? 206-421-ROCK.
Because of my cover got blown.
I know. Hello, Corey. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hey, guys. So a few years ago, I started a new job at a property management company, and I was doing their accounting work, and then about a month into it, they asked me to start posting eviction notices on doors.
Ooh.
And a lot of these were people that really didn't deserve to be evicted. Like, they weren't not paying. A lot of it was like we were raising the rent on them, and they couldn't afford it, so we were evicting them. And they were like in apartment complexes, so you would get, seen coming down because you're posting on other doors, and people started coming out and like yelling at me and like, shooting the messenger. And I left a few months after that. I just couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, you don't want to be the bearer of bad news like that.
If you deliver bad news, look, it's like the guys that deliver the divorce papers,
or a subpoena,
right? Yeah, tow truck driver,
sure.
Anything.
Oh, God.
It's like,
repo, yeah.
Repo's even worse, But tow truck driver, isn't it like, hey man, if the car's on the hook.
Well, but that's not where you put your head down to go to bed. That's not where your kid's room is. That's not
true.
That is what you know to be your home. That's where you live. So like, yeah, you might got your car towed, but your kid's not having to change schools. Whatever.
What if you live in your car, Miles? Mm-hmm.
Right.
Think of all angles.
What is the reason that you had to change jobs? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, David. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So recently I was working at a pretty big retail location, a grocery store. I'm not going to put a name out there, but I had a shoplifter who is pretty normal for him to get violent with my workers and everything. So I followed my worker out, made sure that he was going to be okay. And the guy just kept eyeballing me and was like, look, man, you got to leave and you got to pay for the stuff. One or the other. Please take the first one, though. I need you to leave. And he mumbles some stuff. I'm like, look, man, I really need you to leave. And he gets in my face and threatens to effing kill me. Well, I reacted to that threat and put hands on him. I'm pretty sure I scared him because I reacted so fast and grabbed him. I just couldn't. Anyway, long story short, that's against policy. Even if you are being threatened and even if they have a weapon, you are not allowed to put hands on them. So I was terminated for that.
And when they have the conversation with you, are they just direct about it, like, that goes against corporate policy, get out? Or is it like, hey, man, I hate to have to do this, but rules be the rules?
I'm pretty sure she didn't really care. She, the way the lady works is, terminating you so then this doesn't happen again is saving your life type deal. And the policy is no matter what, you can't put hands on them. I could have run away if I wanted to, but
okay, what if they specifically say hands? If a
baseball bat take their knee out.
Right, like I did not touch him.
Right.
The bat touched him.
Take off your shirt, follow him outside. You know what I mean? Take care of it out there. If you take a 15-minute smoke break, you know what I mean? Go out there, just beat the living hell out of the guy, then come back in.
Yeah, if only that was the case, but no, the main reason being that I could have hurt him because the big point about it was we ended up in the parking lot because I scared him so bad he decided he wanted to run, but I had my worker decide to call the police because I wasn't having that. Like, no, you're not going to threaten my life and then run away from this situation that you caused. Like, not happening. Well, I had a regular customer decide that he wanted to scare the guy so bad that he drove up, sped through the parking lot and just brake checked and was an inch away from the guy, like almost hitting him in the parking lot. And because of that, I could have been in trouble because, the lady who terminated me decided to say, well, what would have happened if he would have been hit by the car?
He'd have been hit by a car.
Then he'd probably be injured. I mean, what do you ask?
I think he's not coming back here.
Right. What do you think would happen if you're hit by the car?
Right.
I think I know what would happen if he's hit by the car, but here's the truth. He wasn't hit by the car.
Yeah, and if I'm the cop, I'm recruiting you.
Yeah, I mean, no offense. The what if thing always drives me, well, what if this happened? But that didn't happen. Mm-hmm. I understand your point, but why are we talking about the thing that didn't happen?
You ever think about being a police officer, son? We have plenty of opportunities available. That sucks.
It does.
That sucks.
I remember getting did you threaten one of our customers with a knife? Right, yeah. I'd have said I'd kill him. He's fine. Just wait for your goddamn food, man. Sorry. I was like, yeah, it just kind of came out. But it's all good.
That might happen.
It's all good.
What is the reason that you had to change jobs? 206-421-ROCK.
99.9 KISW. The men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
KISW presenting the rose to Steve Miggs.
Yeah.
Tonight, this is going to be Friday, April 15th, Snoqualmie Casino live on stage. Steve Miggs will get his. Featuring your favorite KISW personalities, we've got some special guest roasters set to appear and live music from Glenn Cannon and The Damage Done. And by the way, part of those ticket proceeds will go towards our friends at Smash Seattle.
Yes, indeed.
So a little bit of giving back there. Tickets on sale now at KISW.com. We hope to see you up at Snoqualmie Casino. That's a fun place to spend the evening.
It has been every time I've been.
Especially on a Friday night. Always gets fairly entertaining. So check that stuff out now. All right, a question. What's the reason that you had to change jobs? 206-421-ROCK.
Somebody here says, "Hola, bros. After getting highly qualified in my field as a professional landscaper, master gardener, landscape industry certified on ornamental turf and maintenance, and hold my commercial applicator's license, working for other people, getting paid peanuts, I decided to start my own business in 2008. Do what you love and the money will follow. That's what my mom taught me." That from Pangea Joe. Pangea Joe, I disagree with that statement. Otherwise, I'd be handed money every time I get a mouth hug. If it's about do what you love and the money will follow, I mean, like, hey, just...
you're getting one.
I'm getting. I'm playing the role of Juan Black.
All right.
And getting paid for it.
You could make a lot of money, though, if you're giving them out.
That's what I'm saying.
There's always money in that. I'm saying...
Start my own business, buy my own stuff, got a truck.
I got one last night from an undercover vice cop.
Unbelievable.
Mouth Hugs, LLC.
It's crazy.
Hello, Sherman. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, in about 1982, I got out of the service, got a job at a XXX porno theater, met a gal there. She left, went to Oregon. Yeah, and so did I. So I left my job there.
Are you still with her?
No.
Of course not. All right. What is the worst part about working at a XXX porno theater?
Cleaning up.
Well, there were janitors that do that, but walking out and finding people in the actual production of what the janitor's cleaning up is a whole nother story.
I was going to say, how did you...
But you have to know, I mean, no one watches porn to not masturbate. Mm-hmm. So even if I'm going to a theater, it's like, I just assume everyone around me is punching the clown.
So, okay, so you said this was 1982. What was the ticket price to get in?
$375.
All right. Did you have popcorn? I'm just curious. Like, I don't think I've ever actually been to a XXX theater that was like just a XXX theater. So, could I get
M&Ms?
Yeah, right. I mean,
orange soda.
Right. I mean, what else is Twizzlers? Did you sell food or no?
Yeah, there were concessions. I mean, few, but there were things to eat. I'm sure.
All right. Can I get the bucket of popcorn? No popcorn, just the butter.
Yeah, right. Or no butter. Right. No butter.
Don't wash your hands before you give it to me. Okay?
I'm just surprised at you. It'd be one thing to say I met a girl who was a dancer at a club that I used to work at or whatever, but I would just think that there would be there would not be a lot of attractive women who are working in an actual XXX movie theater.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
She was very attractive, very slim, and very nice. But she had a problem with downers and wine.
Okay, well, yeah, downers and wine. That'll.
So what did you? So you?
How did she stay so thin?
You moved blindly to Oregon. Where did you move to in Oregon?
It was actually Seaside.
All right. Well, that's a lovely little town. Did you get a job right away there?
Yeah, pretty much.
Were you in charge of the bumper cars?
No, on Saturdays. No, I worked actually in a gas station, which down in Oregon, it's you have to have the attendant pump the gas, here in Washington, and so in New Jersey, it's the same way.
Right.
So, but yeah, I got a job down there pumping gas, and on the 4th of July, as a matter of fact, one year, I got a raise because the boss came to me and said, "Hey, you did the second most this business has ever done."
Damn.
Here you go.
But
here's a 50-cent raise.
Could you imagine right now having that gig in Oregon? Because look, you're taking people's credit cards. They're in their car. Right. So they can't see what's happening behind them, man. It's like a reverse slot machine. It's like all the money will just flying by, and then you hand this receipt over. You would have to think as far as getting the stink. It's not on you.
It doesn't matter, but you're the messenger.
Right. But hey, man, $85 to fill this bad boy up. I've never done that. So like, you're just infuriating people by giving them back their receipt. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
My wife filled the tank last night. I know we were getting low, and she said, "Look, the price is going to keep climbing. She's going to fill it up today. So I asked her last night, how much did it cost to fill the tank? Any guesses?
How many gallons do you have in that car?
20, 25. It's a big ass. Oh, yeah.
$135.
No, miles only 120.
120.
I was oh my God. I was like, we need to drive this as little as possible. Mm-hmm. That gas there, I want to keep it in there.
Right.
I ought to start siphoning off the neighbors. That's what I figured out.
Jesus.
I'm saving money.
And how often will you need to fill that up? Once a week?
Not even that much, because really, man, we don't drive super far. Either she's dropping my ass off at work or taking the kids to school. I mean, mostly she runs around the city, grocery shopping, that kind of thing. Right. But rarely are we doing like a long-ass road trip. Mm-hmm. But even like seeing my parents now, they're in West Seattle, I'll be like, no.
Oh, I wonder about
not to be that guy. I'm not wasting the gas.
You get on the outskirts of Seattle, man, and everybody's got a big-ass, nice monster truck.
Yeah.
I mean, like some of the new trucks coming out right now are really badass looking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they're huge. And I just think to myself, that is the coolest truck. I cannot imagine filling that thing up, and I do not want to know the gas mileage based on those tires. How big that thing is. Like, it is a badass truck.
But typically when you're in the outskirts, you're driving a lot more too, right?
Right.
So go see our buddy like up in Marysville or something, and once you get through Everett, like, it's all trucks. And you're right, there's some very cool trucks, but I'm like, but these people literally drive 50, 80, 100 miles a day. So, like, their gas is going through the roof. We'll probably have this.
Down near JBLM, all those guys have just kick-ass, bad, big trucks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they look awesome. And then you go, how much does it cost to fill that tank up? Because even back when we were in Baltimore, you guys remember I had that Nissan Xterra.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which, I thought was cool at the time. It got 12 miles to the gallon.
Jesus, dude.
And we had a gas thing at that point in time, like, whatever it was, late 90s, early 2000s. And the price of gas went up, and I'm like, and I had to drive 45 minutes an hour to work every day. I'm like, this is killing me.
That sucks.
This is killing me. Gas is crazy. It's $3 a gallon. How am I going to be able to afford this?
You know what killed me? You know what really bugged me, man?
I mean, look, I'm just going to say, trains would help, but nobody ever wants them.
They're talking the other night, and they're like, hey, man, gas prices are going to go up, but shocking, right? And then a report comes out, and like, this is the day that it really hit the national average. This is the national average is $4 a gallon. And my wife and I looked at each other and said, that means the price dropped in Seattle. I don't know what it is on the outskirts or in the city. I'm like, it's like $4.50 a goddamn gas. I don't want to hear anyone in the country bitching. I know it's gone up, but I'm like, dude, we were paying $4 a gallon a while ago.
We're not even to summer yet. It always goes up once you get to late May.
Hey, Memorial Day is coming up, so gas prices are going to go up.
Why do you have this reserve? I wonder, for times like this, correct? What is the reason that you had to change jobs? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Emily. Welcome to the men's room.
Hi there. Hola.
Hola.
Okay, so just a quick thing. I am the pig sculpture girl.
Oh, okay.
So I was working at a pharmacy. I'm not going to a retail pharmacy a while ago. I'm not going to name the pharmacy, but it was in Florida and South Florida.
Ooh.
There's a lot of Cubans and Haitians and people from Cuba and just all south of us.
Yeah, so, Southern Florida. Yeah,
right. It is Southern Florida. South Florida.
You're from Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
What brought you here?
Right.
This isn't shocking.
Whoa! There's a Cuban restaurant right next door to us. This is amazing.
The customers were all like, older white people, from like Boca Raton and Boynton Beach. And I would get people of all kinds. So what happened was I was working and there was this guy that was really like, upset because his insurance wasn't covering the cost of the medication.
Okay.
So this had happened like probably like 15 times that day. And I was just like so over it, like getting yelled at. And then I would ask the people behind the counter for help, the other pharmacy techs, and they'd just like speak Spanish or something to me, and I wasn't understanding. So I just walked away and then never went back.
I've done that probably in 2 or 3 restaurant jobs. There's just a point where you're like, I can't take it. Now, what part of Florida were you in? My in-laws have a condo that they inherited in, what the hell's the name of the place?
Delray Beach?
Delray Beach, yeah, which is near everything you just said.
So we were really close to there. We were Boynton Beach.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're at. And I know exactly the people you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because there's only Cubans, Haitians, and old white people. And they're like, there's nothing else.
There's nothing. So I was just really upset because people kept like yelling and just getting really upset. You know, nobody wants to be at the pharmacy. And so I was just getting the brunt of everything. And that I was done. I just walked out.
Trust me, man, as far as pharmacies go, even if you walk into a drugstore and you look at the line at the pharmacy, it's typically seniors.
Oh, yeah, because they need their medication,
exactly.
right?
So
I got yelled at a pharmacy once, right? Because I walked in, man, I can't remember. I had pneumonia, so I was like sick.
All right.
So I can't remember if I had dropped it off I can't remember. I think I had already put it in, so I was just picking it up. And this old dude starts yelling at me.
A customer or the phone?
Yeah.
All right.
Like, oh, you can't get this line and this and that. I was like, I already dropped it off. Right? Like, this is the pickup line. And he like kept going. And he was like real angry. And I felt like such crap. I finally gave him do you know me? Stop talking to me that way. Right, exactly. Like, chill out, old guy.
Yeah, people are serious.
Are you my relative? What's the reason that you had to change jobs? 206-421-ROCK.
By the way, I just got an update from the fine city of Sacramento where gas is up to $9 a gallon.
$9 a gallon?
Yeah. Hello, David. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. So I was terminated from Home Depot for touching a shopping cart.
For touching a shopping cart?
Yep.
Was it full of things?
Yeah, it was full of a bunch of maquitas. And so what had happened was I heard one of the screamer tags go off, and so I looked over and I see this guy. He's got a whole handful of maquitas. He throws it in the shopping cart, so I kind of follow him up there. And then he does an about face, and I thought he was going to head back to get some more. So I was going to take the cart and run up front and have him take care of it up there. But his buddy was there and grabbed the cart, and I told him, I said, hey, sir, you know, these all got spider wraps all over them, so I have to escort these up and have them paid for. So he turns his cart going up towards the front, and so when we get up to the self-check, I kind of grabbed the cart, and I said, hey, you can pay for it here. I kind of turned away, and the guy proceeds to start choking me.
What?
Yeah, he started choking me. So I back up, and I blew I hit him right in the head. And then we started getting into it, and then I put him in a chokehold. Yeah, that's why I got supposedly terminated because I touched the cart.
They left out the chokehold part.
Yeah, exactly.
They're okay with
or
the
fact
chokehold.
That he attacked you first.
Right.
Yeah, you know, I protected myself. My store manager said, hey, you know, if it was up to me, I'd bring you back, but it wasn't up to him. So
Right. So it sounds like a corporate policy thing.
Yeah, I've had to say that
in a lot of different places.
Hey, man, you know, if it were up to me, you'd be okay. But you know, I got to follow policy and let you go. Mm-hmm. Deep down, I'm so glad we got rid of your ass. I actually got fired at Chi-Chi's, man, for singing. Okay, it's not professional, but the restaurant was kind of full of people. It's a lunch rush. And there was a hot hostess working up front. And at that time, you didn't get like a little page or anything. It was a PA system.
Right.
You know, Montgomery, party of two, your table's ready, right? No big deal. But she also had the big helium balloon thing, and she's blowing up all these helium balloons. So I started sucking helium, right? Just get my voice all high. And then I grabbed the intercom thing and started singing It's a Small World After All, which the people in the restaurant found relatively funny. I mean, not knee slapper, but everyone got a good chuckle. That's all I did. Just It's a Small World After All. And when I hang the intercom up, I look, and the regional manager is in town. Normally, you hear that he's coming into town because he did not live there. He's in town. Gale was his name, and he was a complete jackass, but whatever. But he sees me as I'm hanging this up, and did you just sing It's a Small World After All? I was like, well, yeah, man. I mean, I sucked in some helium. I say, and people chuckled, whatever. It's very unprofessional. That's not how Chi-Chi's, blah, 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 all that stuff, and I was let go. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me, man. I got my job back about 2 days later. I did.
I mean,
it is hard.
McCulkiner, party of four. Right. McCulkiner, party of four. Barry, your table's ready.
Right. Have you seen the guy that goes to he farts basically, and he has a whole stream of videos now. And this dude just goes to like Home Depot, Target, anywhere where there's an intercom with a little phone thing.
Yeah.
And he'll walk up to it, and he holds it up to his ass and just farts. But you hear it echo through the... So that's all he does. He hangs it up and walks away. And I'm like, this guy's brilliant.
What is the reason that you had to change jobs? 206-421-ROCK.
Hello, Liz. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So I worked in pet retail for about 5.5 years. First couple of years, amazing. The store I was at had great managers, but they were so good they got promoted out of that store. Next guys that came in were so bad that both the assistant manager and the general manager both had HR reports on them within the first couple of months.
Based on their treatment of employees or their inappropriate behavior?
Both. I left that store, transferred stores. I heard that the general manager at my previous store actually got fired a couple months later for sexual harassment.
Jesus.
The next store, I thought I was getting away from that situation. No, I was at that store for 3 years, and we never had any steady managers there. In the time I was there, we went through 12 general managers.
That seems like a high overturn for, you know, I would think that would be something where, you know, there wouldn't be a lot of conflict. It would be just kind of black and white as far as here's the budget, here's what you need to order.
Nah, with pet retail, it's nothing like regular retail. There's so many policies you have to follow. You have to know how to take care of all the animals. So 12 general managers, along with 9 assistant managers. Some of them were external hires, and they knew nothing.
What would be the one pet? What would be the one pet that you would say that you should never own?
Iguanas, probably.
What is it about iguanas? Because a lot of people own iguanas. What is it about iguanas?
At least the people that came to our store, it's that they get huge. They get 4 or 5 feet long.
Yeah.
They take a lot of work, and if you don't socialize them properly, they're not going to like you. They'll smack you with their tail, and I don't know. We hated selling them there because they never sold. They would be there for months and months.
Okay. What about as far as care and cleaning up after an animal? Mm-hmm. What would you say the animal that you would not want to deal with that aspect is?
Maybe birds. They poop a lot everywhere.
I heard turtles were a pain in the ass.
At least aquatic turtles, they're not. It's just an easy water change for them. You just take out a lot of the water. That way it's cleaner for them.
Right, but it's almost like you have to clean an aquarium all the time, but it's almost like a fish tank, but it's still got water in it. But it's still somewhat sedentary, and there's a smell associated with it, but you still have to have some water in the bottom.
What does turtle poop look like? I've seen snake poop. I've seen fish poop. Obviously dog and cat poop, but... Like between iguanas and turtles, because look, if someone did not tell me what snake poop looked like, I would not know to clean those white-looking egg things right out of the tank because I wouldn't recognize that it's a turd.
I don't know if I've ever seen that. I guess I have.
Yeah, I mean it's just strange. We watched a guy snake for 1 week when I'm living in New Orleans, right? We had to feed it to go through the mouse thing, but when it he had to explain to us, like, look, you're going to look in there one day, and it kind of just looks like white rocks, sort of.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But he's like, that's poop. I'm like, well, I'll be damned. That's some crazy looking poop. So do turtles have weird poop, or does it look like poop?
I mean, it's kind of watery poop. You don't really have to deal with it because you have something that takes out the water for you. But
so they poop in the water.
That's what I'm saying, and you have to clean that water.
That's why you have to clean the water really a lot.
Okay. I mean, I poop in water too, so I don't.
Yeah, but you flush
fault them.
right?
I do. Yes.
You guys got to teach the turtle to use the bathroom.
Yeah, but put his little paw on it.
Right. What's the reason that you had to change jobs? 206-421-ROCK.
And I'm flushing.
Hello, Megan. Welcome to the men's room.
Thanks, sir.
Hola.
Hola.
Hola. So I was wrongfully terminated from my last job. I worked for a store where we sold crystals and did psychic readings.
Okay.
And I was let go because the store owner, who has a bad rep, as I found out, she changed my schedule a whole bunch of times. And I arrived on a day that I didn't know I was supposed to be working. And she fired me because she did not like talking to me. So I was born autistic, so I've got a communication disorder. Not only did she let me go, but I went to L&I and found out from unemployment that she did not have a business license.
I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked by that.
Yeah. So not only did she not have a business license, but while I was working there, she was taking out unemployment, and she was paying her other 2 employees, but she didn't pay me. In fact, what I got did not even amount to minimum wage. So I was able to prove wrongful termination, and I was able to prove fraud. So I went to the IRS, L&I, and unemployment, and right now I should be getting my last checks. And now I run my own business.
All right. There you go.
Goddamn, look at you go.
We got a success story out of it.
I usually just walk away and cuss them out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Why do you need this many employees? You're a psychic, for crying out loud. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking to myself, all right. Ryan Castle coming up. We will sit and spin. We've got 10 unbelievably strange or ill-advised cover songs on the way. You are listening to The Men's Room.